Hi everyone, welcome back for another edition of Virtual Yoga. Today we're going to be doing chair yoga, so make sure you got a chair with you. Obviously we're going to be sitting down for the majority of this because this particular practice is designed for those who might have some mobility issues or at least issues with getting up and down from the floor. So we can do all of these yoga moves, this whole yoga practice within a chair. But some things that you're going to want to have with you. Free weights, if you have some, go ahead and grab some. I know I usually shout that out in the posts beforehand, so if you don't have some, go ahead and run grab some. If you don't have any, sometimes you just got to get creative. I mean, I've even seen some people just use their chair as a weight, just keep lifting that up and moving it around. If you don't want to do that, you could always have a book, like a really heavy book, a dictionary or a Bible or something. So whatever you can get that has some weight to it. Right? You want to have something like that because we're going to do some upper body work with it. May want to have a yoga block if you have them. Maybe a hand towel, a couple of those, or some pillows can always be nice too. A lot of times we'll just use props like a block or some pillows just for some support, so we don't have to lower down all the way. We can have something to hold on to. The towel, we usually just use that as a strap. We'll use it to throw over our feet sometimes, or to lean back with something just to give you some leverage to pull you into poses. If you happen to have a yoga strap, those are great too, or a Pilates ring. I know not everybody has a Pilates ring nearby, but if you do happen to have one, great opportunity to use them. I think that's it, though, when it comes to props. So if we're ready, let's go ahead and get this thing started. We're going to begin in a comfortable position, sitting in a chair if you'd like to. If you're someone who's watching this and you're comfortable with getting on the floor and doing these things on the floor, you can always get down there. You can sit upright or you can lay flat. However you want to begin your practice, go ahead and go there. And when you're ready, you can you can close your eyes. When I'm ready to open them. Close the eyes. I want you to start paying attention to your breath. Breathe low in your belly, low in your diaphragm. And if you want to double check if you're doing this correctly, this breathing technique, place a hand on your stomach below your belly button. You can feel the stomach expand when you take an inhale. It will contract when you take an exhale. And that's belly breathing. It's the breathing technique that I recommend for our practice. But especially for now, it's going to help center you into your body, into your mind, and into what you're doing for the next hour. And again, what we're doing today is our chair yoga practice. We're going to do a modified Taoist yoga practice. So if you're familiar with the Tuesday class, it's a half strengthening, half stretching sort of practice. But again, this is modified. We're going to be doing it in a chair. But during the first half of our practice, that's going to be the strengthening portion. We will link breath with movement, strengthen our upper body, our core, our legs, and we'll do this for about a half hour. We may run over here and there, but we'll feel it out as we go along. But during that part of the practice, if you find yourself struggling, it's going to be within your breath. You'll start losing control of it. Maybe I'm commanding an inhale, you're on an exhale, or you're just not really breathing all together. That is the moment in your practice where you need to take a break. Just sit down in the chair, catch back up with your breath. When you feel like you've caught back up with it, then join me back in the practice. I want you to have quality movement, not just rush through yourself and just strain yourself. So let's not do that, right? We want to have nice quality movement about this. And when we had enough of our strengthening practice, we'll transition into stretching. We'll hold some poses for a while, probably about a minute or two with each individual pose. It's going to be just enough time to stretch out some of that muscular tension we create through strengthening. So we'll get a nice balance of these practices, strengthening and stretching. But during the hour, if you need help, always feel free to type in your questions via our Facebook thread. My wife, Sarah, my better half, is always on standby, ready to read those out to me. So if you ever have any questions or you just need some general advice, don't be shy and don't hesitate to ask, because it's why I'm here, right? I'm here to assist you. So just let me know if I could be of some assistance. I'll be more than happy to help you out. go ahead and take a few deep breaths, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. We're going to start our practice off loosening up the hips and spine. Within the chair, I want you to just twist from side to side, right? Back and forth with this movement here. It's nothing too crazy. Just want to loosen up these deeper areas. And something I like to do as well is twist into it and lean forward. So I'll lean forward with my right hand to my left ankle, twist. And then I'll do the other side, left hand, right ankle, twist. If you're on the floor, you can always lay on your back and cradle the legs, right? That's up to you. Yawning and stretching, excuse me, is always a great way to do this too. You know, it's not really a stretch to yawn and stretch, right? It's just using your intuition to move your body wherever you need to go to. So you just got to feel that out. That's something I really advise you doing in the entire practice, just to feel it out, see what your body's telling you today. Because every day we do a practice, it's going to be a little bit different. You know, some days are just a breeze. You can go through all these poses and it barely feels like you're being challenged. Whereas other days, it feels like it's the first time you've ever done it, even if you're pretty experienced at this. We'll do some cat and cow poses. Sometimes they call it cat and dog, but I've heard it called both ways. Cat and cow poses are forward bends and back bends. We'll do it from the chair. You could do it on hands and knees if you're down there. But when you're ready, we're going to exhale, round the spine forward and look down. Inhale, lean back. Get that chest up, cow pose. Exhale, bend forward around the spine for cat pose. Inhale, lean back, chest forward, cow pose. Exhale, bend forward, look down. Inhale, lean back, look up. Exhale, bend forward, look down. Inhale, lean back, chest up. Exhale, bend forward, look down. Inhale, lean back, chest up. Exhale, bend forward, look down. Inhale, lean back, chest up. On the next exhale, you're going to take your right arm under and across your left. You will have your right shoulder down against your right knee. I mean, if you can't get all the way down, it's fine. I just want you to be able to do the twist here from the spine, right? That's the intention of this particular pose, called threading the needle. Take a couple of breaths while we're here. When you're ready, inhale, come back to the center. Exhale the other side. So you have the left arm coming under and across the right. The left shoulder down against the left knee. If it doesn't go all the way down, it's fine, right? As long as you're able to do this twist here, that's all that matters. Take a couple of breaths into it. It's meant to be a resting position here. When you're ready, inhale, come back to the center. Let's exhale, shake it off. Hey, bro. Hey, why don't you show everybody how you down dog? Such a talented yoga dog. All right, go on. Go get your mom. Go get your mom. So we're going to do some sun salutes next. Some forward bends, some back bends. We'll do 2 of them in the chair. We'll do 2 standing. If you're familiar with this by now and you want to just stand the entire time, that's totally fine. You do your thing. But if you're someone who's like, yeah, you know, I'm not really too sure on that, well, you can do these all in a chair. They're just forward bends and back bends for the spine. So when you're ready, let's exhale, right? Just shake it all out. We'll do the 2 sitting. When you're ready, you're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend forward, hands to the floor if you can take them there. Inhale, flatten your back about halfway. Exhale, round back forward. Inhale, lift up, arms up. And then exhale, arms at heart center. Very good. So there's one. Let's do another one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend forward. Hands to the floor if you can take them there. Inhale, flatten the back halfway. Exhale, round back forward. Inhale, lift up. Arms up. Exhale, arms at heart center. Very good. So there's 2 sitting. If you want to stand up, here's your opportunity. So when you're ready, inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend forward, hands to the floor if you can take them there. Inhale, flatten your back halfway. Exhale, round back forward. Inhale, lift up, arms up. And exhale, arms, heart center. Very good. So one more of these. When you're ready, inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend forward, hands to the floor if you can take them there. Inhale, flatten your back halfway. Exhale, round back forward. Inhale, lift up, arms up. And exhale, arms, heart center. Very good. So there's a couple sun salutes. Let's do some moon salutes next. This will complement sun. Right? These are for the side body, the obliques, with all the twisting I'm going to be throwing into this one. We'll do 2 in a chair. We'll do 2 standing up as well. Sort of a good routine, so you can get a little split of both here. So when you're ready, right, we exhale, we shake it off. We like to shake it off before we get into another sequence. You're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale to your left for half moon. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right, half moon. Inhale back to center. Exhale, arms out wide. This is called goddess pose. Inhale, arms up, straighten your legs. You're going to exhale over your left leg. Grab your left ankle, both hands. Inhale, flatten your back up halfway. Exhale, round forward. You're going to inhale the right arm up for a triangle as best you can. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift up, arms up. Exhale, goddess again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale over your right leg. Grab your right ankle both hands. Inhale, flatten your back over the leg. Exhale, round forward. Inhale your left arm for a triangle as best you can. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift up, arms up. Exhale, arms. Heart center, very good. So there's 1 in the chair. We'll do 1 more in the chair. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left, half moon. Inhale, center. Exhale, right, half moon. Inhale, center. Exhale, arms out wide for goddess pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale over your left leg. Grab your left ankle, both hands. Inhale, flatten your back over the leg. Exhale, round forward. Inhale your right arm up for a triangle as best as you can. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift up, arms up. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, arms up. Exhale over your right leg. Grab your right ankle, both hands. Inhale, flatten your back. Exhale, round forward. Inhale your left arm for a triangle. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift up, arms up. Exhale, arms out, heart. Center. Very good. There's 2 sitting, 2 standing up if you want to do it. Again, you can just continue to sit if you'd like to, though. Now, if you're going to stand, you're going to have a nice wide stance with it, right? We want to be able to turn into this. And if our legs are really close together, it's going to be really difficult to do. So a little bit past your shoulder width. Ready? Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left, half moon. Inhale, center. Exhale, right, half moon. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend the knees. You got goddess pose. Inhale, arms up, straighten the legs. Exhale over your left leg. Grab your left ankle, both hands. Inhale, flatten your back over the leg. Exhale, round forward. Inhale your right arm up for a triangle. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift up, arms up. Exhale, goddess again. Inhale, arms up, straighten your legs. Exhale over the right leg. Grab your right ankle, both hands. Inhale, flatten your back. Exhale, round forward. Inhale your left arm for a triangle. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift up, arms up. Exhale, arms. Heart center, very good. So we got 1 more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left, half moon. Inhale, center. Exhale, right, half moon. Inhale to center. Exhale, you're going to bend the knees for goddess pose. Inhale, arms up, straighten the legs. And then exhale over your left leg. Grab your left ankle, both hands. Inhale, flatten your back over the leg. Exhale, round forward. Inhale your right arm for a triangle. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift up, arms up. Exhale, goddess, just 1 more time. Inhale, arms up, straighten the legs. And exhale over the right leg. Grab your right ankle. Inhale, flatten your back. Exhale, round forward. Inhale your left arm for the triangle. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift up, arms up. Exhale, arms. Heart center, very good. You can go ahead and take a seat. Those are our warm-up sequences. So I think we're ready to get into a little bit more of the strengthening part of the practice. Use those weights if you got them. Again, if you don't, might have to get creative with your chair or like a book, like I had mentioned. Some kind of heavy object that you can actually grab and manipulate and move. With weights, though, one thing that I really will prefer to do when we're doing a practice like this is bicep curls. It's really difficult to work the biceps without using some weights a lot of times. I mean, you can sometimes do it in yoga practice. Most of the time you'll get the triceps, which are the back of the arms. Biceps are more of the front. So when you're ready, we'll do some bicep curls. You can sit or you can stand. I'll show you both. So the bicep curl, you got the palms facing up towards the ceiling. You'll lift and you're gonna lower, right? If you're in the chair, a lot of times you're gonna just lower them down to your legs, which is actually a good stopping point. Something that I always talk about, especially if you're standing, don't straighten your elbows when you lower down. You are asking for an injury. So keep some bend in those elbows when you lower down. And just really quickly, the reason why we end up injuring our elbows if we straighten our arms is because we're compressing the humerus right into the ulna. So you're hitting your big arm bone into your big wrist bone. So at the elbow, you're hitting those joints right there. So repeatedly doing that is going to cause degeneration to the elbow. And we don't want that, right? We want to prevent that. Very good. You're almost there. Let's say a few more. One more. When you're ready, lower the weights down. Just shake it off a little bit, right? Give your arms a little bit of a break here. In between every pose, set, whatever, we always will take a moment just to let the body recover from that. We don't want to just jump right in from one to the next. Again, we just need that time. Even if it's just 10 seconds, it's better than nothing. We're going to use weights again. We're going to be doing two things, some scoliosis exercises and kyphosis exercises. We will start with the scoliosis exercises. But for both of these, posture, right? Posture up. I want you to be sitting or standing as if you're in the military, right? If you're going to slouch, your drill instructor is going to come up and give you a little slap and say, hey, stand up straight, soldier, right? So again, try to imagine that's what you're doing. We'll start with the scoliosis exercise. Weights at the side. You're going to lift, you're lower. When you're doing this, lifting and lowering, don't lift up as high as you can possibly go, right? I'll usually stop myself right before I get to that straight line. Once again, just to protect the shoulders here. So I don't want you to hit your humerus right into your acromion every single time. Remember to breathe here. Hey girl, let me show everybody how you do this. You don't lift weights though. It's your dog. You itchies right now? Allergies. Right? What? Go get your mom. Quit being cute. Go get your mom. What? Just staring at me. Very good. Do two more. Last one. And lower the weights down. Take a short breather here, right? Move those arms around. Shake them off a little bit. You're going to need it. You know, sometimes after any kind of weightlifting exercise, I'll notice that if I move some joints around, I can get them to crack. Sometimes just from that movement, it can help relieve what's called fixation. Fixation means your joints are temporarily stuck together. So sometimes when you move or when you stretch, you can get them to start releasing, and the next time you really move it, it's going to pop, create that space there. It's really therapeutic for you. That's the kind of crack that chiropractors make a living off of. When joints are stuck together temporarily and they pop them, right, they're releasing them from being stuck together. We're going to do Kyphosis exercises next. So you're going to want to have the weights, same deal with posture, but they're going to be in front of you. Lift up to about your chin, lower down, right? Now you can stand if you'd like to as well. Try to not lift them up basically above your head. You're going to ask for an injury once again in your shoulders. So keep them to about your chin. Do your best to breathe with it. Very good. Do 2 more. Last one. And lower down. Shake it off. A little bit's going to feel nice. I think we're going to do one more thing for upper body that will involve weights, but I'm also going to give you an option to do it on the floor. So if you're someone who's saying, you know what, weights are great, but I want to do more, I'll give you one opportunity for it. But we're going to do a chest press next, potentially a bench press if you want to lay on the floor, but we might also do a plank, right? There's going to be 3 options for you here. Weights, once more. For a chest press, I'd actually recommend you kind of use the support of your chair here. You're going to push forward, you're going to lean back. Push forward, lean back, right? Here's your move. But if you want to lay on your back, you know, it's always fine. This is essentially a bench press when you get down here, right? Push up, lower down. So if you're saying, you know what, yeah, I could probably use a little bit more, this is definitely a good option for you too. But I'll give you one more. If you want to do a plank pose, just really quickly, here it is. Either of these are fine. Whichever you're going to do, just make sure you're doing your best in breathing into it. Ready? Lower the weights down, rest. Come to hands and knees, or child's pose if you're in your plank. We're going to do a little bit of core next. A couple of things here. Some for central abdominal areas, some for the obliques, which are your side body. We'll probably do a little bit for the back as well. Let's start it off with the obliques, the side body. And we're going to do one at a time with our practice today. We've done it before. I think maybe it's just been a couple of weeks since we've done this particular movement. But we're going to do elbows to knees. With this, we're only doing one side at a time. We'll do the other side after we've done this one. So we'll start with the right elbow, bringing it to your left knee, right? Over and over again. Right elbow, left knee. Right elbow, left knee. Just back and forth. You're going to feel that left oblique really working here. Remember to breathe. Do 2 more. And when you're ready, lower down, rest. Move your arms around a little bit. Might even feel nice to bend forward, just elbows to knees. We'll do the other side. And if you're on the same page as me, Left elbow, right knee. So you're going to go back and forth, right? Left elbow, right knee. Left elbow, right knee. Over and over again. We're not switching, right? Just the one. You feel that right oblique working. Do 2 more. And when you're ready, lower down, elbows to knees. So what we're going to do next, a little bit for central abdominal, right here in the middle of your stomach. I was thinking about doing knees to chest and lowering down. Could be done in the chair, could be done on the floor, whatever you feel like doing. But first, let me show you how to do it in the chair. You're going to come up to more of the edge with this one. You're going to bring your knees up to the chest. You're going to lower them down. Do your best to just keep your legs suspended in the air the entire time, right? Just going back and forth with that. If you're on the floor, you can do boat poses while you're doing this. Knees to chest, straighten out. Knees to chest, straighten out. Right, just back and forth with it. Breathe here. Don't forget it. Even if that means taking a break to catch back up with it. Very good. Do 2 more. 1, 2, and hug your knees. We're going to do one more thing for the core. Really, it's for the back. We'll do a couple of leg things at that, some standing poses. And then I think we'll be ready to transition into stretching. Roll some poses. Weights for this one. Deadlifts are what we're going to do next. Now again, if you don't really have weights, you can always just imagine that you do here. Because a lot of times, just this actual movement is going to be enough for you. 1 or 2 weights are fine with it, but with a deadlift, we're not going to do a straight leg deadlift. We're going to bend our knees with it. But with all of these, bring your chest forward, not the head. We want to try to keep a flat back when we're lowering down here, so I'll quickly demonstrate. So again, lowering down, see how my chest comes forward? Head stays up. Lift up using your core and your back, right? Don't really use your arms. Arms are just kind of meant to bear some extra weight here. Back and forth at your own pace. You can sit if you want to on this one. You just bring your chest forward, same deal. Tap the weight to the floor, lift up using your core and your back. So do your best to keep that head up. A few more. Last one. When you're ready, place the weights down. Because we are done with them for today. Not quite done strengthening. Gotta do a couple of things for the legs. Some standing postures. I think after that, though, we'll be done with the strengthening and we'll transition from the stretching. We'll do a couple of poses here. We'll do a warrior 1, we'll do a warrior 2, we'll do a warrior 3, and we'll use that to get into a tree pose. We'll do it on each side. Since we don't need weights, let's go ahead and move them out of your way. Still give yourself a second to relax, all right? Even I'm feeling it after that. with the legs, though. You're going to be required to stand up on this one. But you're going to want to have a chair next to you if you feel like, I don't really know, standing is not really my strong suit right now. It's okay, right? You got support here if you need it. You just grab onto it, right? Be right there for you. Let's all do it on the same page. We'll start with the Warrior One pose. So starting with Warrior One, I want your left foot out in front of you. I want your right foot behind. You're going to have the chair on the left here for you. So if you need it, your left hand is always on it, right? Right hand, usually keep it up, but if you feel like you really got to lean onto it, that's totally fine. If you're saying, you know what, feeling pretty good, take them off. Yeah, that's fine. Heart center is where we started, but you can always lift your head up, arms up above the head. Bend your knees too if you need more. Warrior Two pose. Left arm out in front, right arm behind. Your left foot goes forward, your right foot will turn out to the side. So again, you got a chair if you need it. If not, do your best without it. Bending your left knee is where you're going to start really feeling that effort here in the left leg. Warrior Three. Left elbow, left knee. The right arm has some optional things. You can just keep your arm close, maybe just towards that knee, maybe towards the chair. Or lift the arm up above your head and reach it long. You're going to feel that right oblique working again. When you're ready, inhale, straighten yourself up. Exhale, try to flow up, balance on just your left foot for a tree pose. Right foot wherever it wants to be. Maybe just right foot against the calf or a little bit higher. As high as you can go is going to be the inner thighs here. Still got a chair, right? It's on your left, so if you need it, keep holding. Maybe just the right hand up to start. Or maybe not. Maybe it's your heart center. Going out wide will actually help distribute your center of gravity a little bit more, so it might make it easier for you if you're still kind of like, I'm struggling here and here. You can go out here. It's fine. Very good. And when you're ready, lower the right foot down. Shake off that left leg a little bit, right? We have to do the other side. And so if you're on the same page as me, chair is now on your right here, so you can have your right hand on the chair. Right foot in front, left foot behind, Warrior One pose. So maybe again, it's just right hand on the chair, left arm up, or hands at heart center. You could lift up here as well if you're not getting enough of the challenge. But bend your knees too. That's what's going to really add the element of strengthening your legs, right? Having those knees bent. Warrior Two. Right arm out in front, left arm behind. Right foot's going forward, left foot turning out to the side. You got the chair if you need it, right? Right hand on it if you need it. Very good. Warrior Three pose. Right elbow, right knee. Left arm has some options here. Maybe you just keep it low and you keep it towards the wrist or towards the knee. Or maybe you're reaching that left arm over your head, stretching it long. This is definitely a little bit more challenging, so please feel it out. scoop yourself up. Exhale, I want you to flow up, balance on just your right foot. Left foot wherever it wants to be. Maybe you just got it towards your calf here. If you're lifting up a little higher, maybe up to your inner thigh. That's as high as you can go. Hands on the chair if you need it. Left arm up. Both at the heart. Maybe out wide. Just do your best to balance on the right leg. When you are ready, lower the left foot down, shake off that right leg. And you can go ahead and take a seat in the chair. Because we are done strengthening for today. We're ready to transition into stretching and holding some poses for a while. But before we just jump right into stretching, let's take a moment here. Just sit back, close your eyes, allow your body an opportunity to transition from an active practice into a passive practice. We're going from yang to yin, strengthening, stretching. So relax for a moment. When you are ready, go ahead and open your eyes. We'll start off our yin portion of the practice, stretching the inner thighs. So if you're in the chair, spread out your legs as far as you can. Usually you're going to want to come up to more of the edge of the chair just so you can lean a little bit more into this. Start with the hands and knees, but you can work down to your shins, down to the ankles, hands to the floor, hands on a block if you want to as well. If you got some blocks here, right, this can always be pretty useful. A lot of times I'll do it. If I'm doing this in the chair, I'll have this block here. I just feel like it gives me a little bit extra support. If you happen to be doing this one on the floor, butterfly pose. It's fine. Soles and feet together, falling around. As long as you're not feeling knee or hip pain, you're fine. You're golden. Keep doing it. If you happen to be feeling hip or knee pain, dragonfly is usually the go-to. Spread your legs, lean forward here. Inner thighs, you get the back, you get a hamstring stretch here too. A lot of times I'll have a block out in front of me as well, just my elbows onto it. But relax here. Allow your muscles to soften. Don't worry about flexing and squeezing as hard as possible. We want to relax things. That's why I'll give you the scale of stretching. You know, we're in the first pose of stretching, so keep this in mind. But that scale of 1 to 10, if 10 is your deepest stretch, go for 6 and 7, because you're less likely to overstretch there. So just try to find that sweet spot. Take a few deep breaths when you're ready. This time, use your hands. Slowly push up. Lean back. You can lay down if you're on the floor. Just lean back, though, if you're in the chair. Take a moment for yourself. Take a few deep breaths when you're ready this time. Use your hands. Slowly push up. Lean back. You can lay down if you're on the floor. Just lean back, though, if you're in the chair. Take a moment for yourself. Hamstrings. Coming up next, hamstrings are the back of your legs. Let's do this one both at the same time. So you're going to have both legs out in front of you. You're going to lean forward over them. If I'm in the chair, I usually have a block with me on this one. Have it in front of me, the soles of my feet on it, and lean in. If you don't have a block, pillows can always work too. Keep that in mind. Or if you're just really struggling, even if you're here like grabbing onto your knees and this is a real issue and struggle for you, you can use a towel, throw it over your feet, use that for leverage to help you go forward. Right, we want to be able to bend into this one. You could do a caterpillar pose if you are on the floor here, both legs out, just lean forward. Same deal, you could use a strap as well, loop it over your feet, help you go forward. Try not to pull back so much because we want to bend into it, stretch the back out a little bit. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Right? Just relax. Right? Don't worry about how deep you go. It's not a competition of how far can I stretch. It's more along the lines of, do I feel the intention of the pose? Can I wave my hand to the back of my legs and my back and say, yeah, I feel this stretching. This is what I feel. That's all we care about. Because over time, that's going to change. You'll become more mobile, become more flexible. You start bending into it a little bit more. But give it time. It might take weeks. It might take months. It might take years. You'll get there as long as you're patient and you're persistent with it. Go ahead and take a few deep breaths when you're ready. It's time. Lean back. Lay down if you're on the floor. Just take a moment, right, for yourself. We are going to stretch the IT bands next. And the IT band is the outside of your leg. Runs from ilium to tibia. So it's a broad stretch on the outside of your leg. Keep that in mind. Any knee or hip pain, modify. Listen up to these suggestions that I throw out, because a lot of times it's going to be able to help you work around that. But if you're in the chair, one thing I'd recommend is crossing your leg over. You know, I know a lot of students of mine can just sit here and they feel this without having to modify at all. But if you feel like you're not getting enough in this one, you could lean forward. Or if you're trying leaning forward and it's just not really happening for you, hug your knee up to the chest. Nice squeeze here. Broad stretch on the outside leg. I'd actually recommend this one on the floor as well, to hug your knee. Or if you're familiar with other poses, you've been doing this with me for a while, you could always do like a swan pose, called pigeon pose sometimes. What else do we do? Sometimes we do like shoelace pose. Sometimes we'll use the wall. We did the wall yesterday. So, and as long as you're able to feel the outside of your leg, I really don't care what pose you choose. Right? Just make sure you're feeling the broad stretch, but no knee or hip pain. Ready. There's your time. Just real slow. Let yourself on out. Uncross. Shake it off a little bit. Feel the difference between the two legs. All right, we've only done the one, so I'm sure it feels a little bit different as opposed to the other. Other side, if you're ready, whatever side you're on, just make sure you're on the other one. If you're in the chair, cross the leg over. Could just lean forward, or maybe try hugging your knee up to the chest. Like I mentioned, this is Also for those who are on the floor, if you happen to be on the floor, hug the knee up to the chest, nice little squeeze there, feel the outside of this leg. But if there's any knee or hip pain, you can just let me know. But a lot of times, hugging the knee up to the chest is the one that's going to help avoid the knee pain. Most of the time, if you are going to feel it, it's going to be within this cross-legged pose. And it's just because of the external rotation of your femur, right, your big leg bone here. There's just a certain degree of external rotation that you have. And if you get to a point where you're hitting the full range, the next joint in command to move is the knee. And the knee doesn't have a lot of internal, external range of motion here. So that's when we start noticing if this big bone is going too far, the knee is going to start to flare up and say, oh yeah, now I'm rotating too much. And that's when you start hurting it. So if that's the case, hug the knee up to the chest, you're going to be able to avoid that. It's a lot of those little things in your practice that can make a world of difference at some point. You know, and I don't expect you to just learn all of this after one or even a handful of practices. You know, I've been doing this for almost 10 years. I mean, a decade worth of studying, and I'm still learning new things all the time. So don't be discouraged if you feel like you don't know enough, because you know what? Nobody does. Nobody knows enough. That's why we're constantly learning new things all the time, right? We're constantly evolving just as a species. We're getting smarter all the time, hopefully. We don't want to backtrack on that. When you're ready, there's your time. Real slow, lift up, uncross your leg, shake it off a little bit. We have two more things left to do. We have to do a back bend, we have to stretch the quads, and do a twist. Those at the same time. Let's do the back bend next, though. And if you're in the chair, you're going to lean back into it. I would recommend having a block behind your back, though, just to give you a little bit more arc and support here. You put that block behind your back and lean into it. You got that chest coming up now. If you're on the floor, Sphinx pose is going to be your option here. You lay on your stomach, prop up on the forearms. This is both. So it's not a stretch. You'll feel this dull, gentle pressure in your lower back, and that is the intention of this. We're intentionally squeezing our vertebrae together to push the back into its extension. How deep is that back bend for you? If it starts feeling sharp, though, come down from it. Just lean more forward. Lay more on your stomach if you're here, or in the chair, right? Either way, come forward to avoid the sharpness, because it's not therapeutic. You're going to hurt yourself most likely. Maybe not today, but you might set yourself up for an injury in the future. When you're ready, it's your time. Lay on your stomach here if you're in Sphinx. Elbows to knees, though, if you're in the chair. Rest for a moment. It will feel nice to do a gentle forward bend after that back bend. So if you're on the floor, usually child's pose is your go-to. If you're in the chair, though, you're already there. Elbows to knees. Got one more thing left to do. Quad stretches and a twist. We'll do both at the same time with our practice today. So let's start with our left quad. This is the front of the left leg. You're going to take your left leg and try to wrap it back as far as you can behind your chair. You're going to lean back and you're going to twist away from it. So if it's your left leg getting the stretch like I just mentioned, you're going to turn to your right. So you feel that left leg squat stretching. You'll feel the right oblique stretching as well, right? It's a 2-for-1. Or if you're on the floor, cattail pose. If you want to do this one on the same page, twist to your left, reclining twist, but grab your left foot with your right hand. So you're doing the same thing, right? Stretching that left leg's quad, getting the right oblique with it. It's always the bottom leg you're going to grab, never the top leg if you're doing a cattail pose. If you're grabbing the top leg, you're basically just doing a half bow pose, which would be just laying on your stomach and grabbing a foot, right? We want to grab the bottom leg so we can use the top leg as a lever to rotate our pelvis into this a little bit more. When you're ready, it's time. Real slow, let yourself on out, unwind. Take a short breather here. Other side. So if you're ready, and if you're on the same page as me, it's now the right quad. Get it right here in the front of the right leg. If you're in the chair, wrap that leg, the right one, back behind you as far as you can go. If you're right here, right leg's quad, and I want you to twist away from it. So you're going to twist left to get the left oblique and side body. Okay, so you're getting your twofer. Quad and the twist. On the floor, cattail pose. You're going to be twisting to the right. Grab your right foot with your left hand. And here you go. This is pose. So you get your both stretches here. You get the quad, you get the twist. And I just wanted to do this just to save a little time for you. And also just to give you some different options. You know, a lot of times when we do our quads, we'll just do back bends with it. And that's totally fine to do back bends with your quad stretches. But you can also do twists with it. You know, it's a different way to do it. It's not better or worse to do it one way or the other. It just changes up the intention of it, changes up the feeling to it. And that's something I would recommend we always do, just to keep ourselves on our toes instead of just doing the same routine over and over and over again. I don't know about you, but if I do the same routine over again for a couple of weeks, I start getting bored. And at that point, I start getting almost resentful of the practice. That's why I like to do different things. Keeps it fresh. When you're ready, the time, just go slow. Let the leg out, unwind from your twist. We are at the end of our practice. And if you're ready for Shavasana, for corpse pose, you can do a few things. If you're in the chair, I want you to just sit upright as best you can. If you're on the floor, lay on your back or lay on your side. Or you could always sit upright too. You know, again, whatever you feel comfortable with, just go ahead and make your way there. You can go ahead and close your eyes. Nothing to see at this point, just or feel, pay attention to. Focus on your breath. Breathe low in your belly, low in your diaphragm. Turn your senses, your awareness within. And for these last few minutes, just observe all that work you've done. Give your body a compare and contrast. How different do you feel right now as opposed to when you first started your practice today? What differences have you made? no formal ending to our practice. You stay in your Shavasana as long as you like. That's a fish all that I have for you. I want to thank you all for watching, sharing your practice with me. It has been my pleasure. Namaste.